What's up, guys? So, got a good question this past week on my channel, and let me read it here. It's from Keith. It said, would you have any particular recommendations for split days, set, and rep ranges? For me, trying to maintain and even gain a little muscle mass while training jiu-jitsu. I'm naturally on the skinny side and struggle to keep muscle on. I've gotten great results with bodybuilding style workouts over the years, but I'm now also training BJJ. Okay, so kind of leave it from there. So it's kind of a similar story to me, and I come from a bodybuilding background, and I've also been a quote hard gainer, and it's really taken a lot for me to put on muscle mass, particularly when I was a young man. Let's see, my teens into late teens, and every pound I gained was a real battle, it seemed. But now that I look back, and even when I look back, probably in my early 20s, I saw some of the mistakes I made. So the first thing you really need to determine is are you really a hard gainer? And there's no question, first off, that some people it's harder for them to gain muscle than others. Some people, let's face it, some people become fat more than others as well, and that's the converse of it. But I think, let's see, a lot of hard gainers went through the same thing that I did, and I'll kind of talk about when I was in high school and also even early college. But I wasn't eating as much as I thought, and so let me tell you what happened. So let me give you, for instance, going to high school or something like that. I remember, like, I used to wake up in the morning. I was in high school. I didn't give a damn like most people. I just, like most kids, as far as the morning, you just want to, dread going to school, and then you go. So I woke up, I threw like some microwavable thing in the oven. I ate that for breakfast, and then it's usually something. It really wasn't even that much. Now that I look back on it, it's just a little thing. It's just probably made for your average sized person. And even though I was in high school, at that time I was probably above your average sized person. And I remember I finished my senior year at, I think I was 212 pounds is what my playing weight was my senior year in high school. But anyhow, so I was good size. But I was having something that was probably a portion of just like what an average person may eat. So I needed considerably more. And then I did lunch at school. I just had like a sandwich, some chips, whatever crap like that. And it's just again typical of American diet, I guess. And, but that's also what my taste buds crave when you're freaking 16, 17. But then I got home to dinner, and man, I used to fucking eat so much. It was beyond belief. I mean, just ridiculous amounts, and just serving after serving, going back for not just seconds but thirds. Just insane. And I remember my mom saying, like, "Oh my God, I've never seen anyone eat so much in all my life. This is insane." But she didn't see me for breakfast, and she didn't see me for lunch, really not eating a hell of a lot. So at the end of the day, I wasn't actually consuming a ton of calories. As crazy as that sounds, but she just saw me at dinner, because that's like like most families and growing up as a latchkey kid, as probably most people are these days as well. You only see maybe your mom at dinner time, and that's all she sees, you eating. And she just like, "Oh my God, I've never seen he eats like a locust," So, and it's just, and so they also reinforce this thought as well that this, "Oh my God, you eat so much, and I can't understand why you don't gain weight, blah 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 blah." But in reality, I wasn't eating as much as I thought. So anyhow, that was just my story. So that's something I see still familiar to people. I know this person I talked to at work was kind of a similar type thing. They were asking how to gain muscle mass and size and everything. I'm like, man, dude, I see what you have for breakfast every morning at work, and then at lunch what you bring back to your desk. Dude, that's not going to put on weight, and that's no matter whatever program we talk about and you start doing. If the fuel isn't there to gain the mass, it doesn't matter what strength program you're going to have. It's not going to get it done. So another gigantic mistake I made when I was young again, when I say young, I mean even into my early 20s, 20, 21 years old, is I did not get adequate rest. And I did not really appreciate and understand, even though people were even told me back then that your muscle gains come when you rest. I felt, no man, your muscle gains come in the gym when you're pumped, you're getting big, it's just, your muscles are expanded, that's where the gains come. It's like, if you don't get your rest, you're not going to grow. Just plain and simple. And when I finally figured that out, that for my, not that I was the one that figured it out, but you know what I mean, it's when I finally got the message and received the message, I probably lost a lot of growth years and everything. I could have been growing all along. But again, just being a stupid young guy, just not prioritizing the things as I should have. I was like, man, I could be having fun with my friends all the time, and which is cool. But a lot of the times I look back now, some of the rest I robbed myself of was totally unnecessary. I was like staying awake for no good reason. I mean, just hanging out just to hang out. There's nothing going on really. Just there's no reason, whatever. To say I was playing pool or something like that. There's no reason I stayed for those extra 4 games. I was already bored, an hour and a half ago, and really not getting it. I should have just went home and got the extra sleep, and I would have had a lot more growth with that. So and as soon as I internalized it, the growth started to come. So to see how much sleep you're getting, and really people need between 7 to 9 hours sleep for growth. I don't think there's much exception in there. Okay, there's a few genetic freaks that can grow with less, but usually people fall between that 7 to 9 hour sleep per day range. There's very few people I've known, and just maybe I guess some people when they are young, because of so much growth hormone, testosterone going on in their body, that they're able to grow. But your average person, and especially someone that's done going through the growth spurts, that's without rest, man, it's just not going to happen. So I'm not going to get into a heck of a lot about dieting here, and as I mentioned in the past, I'm vegan. I understand that most people are not, so I'm not going to get into you should be eating this and that and that. Just I'm going to do a video on what I eat. So if you are interested, you'll see what I have kind of in a given week. But if obviously your diet is different, so be it. All I can say is, guys, just do your research on what is a higher quality food than others. Obviously, I think anyone could gain weight if they stick to pizza and fucking wings. But is that the type of garbage weight you want? You're just putting on weight just for the sake of weight. I mean, that's insane. The thing is, and also one of the things I know in today's world, it's like a carbohydrate phobic world, which is fucking nonsense, man. You need carbs. I mean, obviously I'm a vegan, so I eat tons of carbs. Like literally, I don't know, God, probably 75%, 80% of my diet comes from carbohydrates. But whatever. The thing is though, even when I was doing my bro diets for bodybuilding, I was still, when I wanted to bulk, I ate a ton of carbs, a lot, okay? That really helped put on mass. I could not put on mass without the carbohydrates. There was no question about it. And this was back in my biggest bro diet days. I'm talking just literally like chicken breast for breakfast type days, okay? I still had to include carbs when I wanted to bulk. And the other thing is too, gaining weight, I think it's helpful to look at things like a bulk season, okay? When you want to bulk. Say you're looking at, the summer's coming to an end, you may want to look at this as your bulk time of year, which is probably a good idea actually, but because you're not going to be in a bathing suit and things like that. Not saying you want to bulk, you want to put on shit weight, you don't. You want to put on quality weight, but it takes some experimenting, and you may go in the wrong direction at times, and before you get back on direction, you put a little around the waist, and it's like, oh shit, I better decrease that, increase this, until you figure it out. But the thing is, like the way I looked at it when I was like say playing football, like I came in my freshman year, after the season ended, there's kind of the bulk season between that and our spring football. And so it's like, you know what, okay, I'm going to set this goal. So in January, when the season's over, until spring football, which is in April. So between that time, that 3-4 month period, my goal is I want to put on, say, 6 pounds, okay? So say my freshman year, I was around, I guess around 220-ish or so. So I wanted to come into spring about 226, or say, okay? So the next year, so I achieved that goal. The next year I came back, let's say I came into bulking season at 226. I'm like, you know what? This is my goal this year. I want to come in at 233. So for those 4-month period of bulk season between like January and April, my goal is to put on that amount of weight. If you look at it as a whole, like, oh, I just want to gain weight all year. That's a bit much, man. Okay, just take it in chunks. Just take it in chunks like that. Just kind of give yourself to say, all right, this 3-month period, I'm going to gain 5 pounds, and that's a lot, man. That's really, I know maybe just like when I was young, it didn't seem much to me, but 5 pounds of good gains is a lot. I mean, that's again, it's just you can walk into your again, I said it like months ago in a video, but so you happen to see you'll be again. But anyhow, it's just if you walk into a grocery store and if you were to grab, not that I recommend doing this, especially as a vegan, I don't, but if you were to grab 5 pounds of chicken breasts and just kind of put that up against your arms, it's a lot of freaking mass, right? So that's gaining a lot. That's a huge amount, like just pounds of muscle. So just to keep it, just like say whatever. On September 1st, I'm going to start my bulk diet, and by December 1st, I want to gain X amount of pounds, 5 pounds, 6 pounds, quality weight. Keep it like that. So that's one thing I've learned from both bodybuilding and football is just keep it in those chunks. It's something that's easy measurable. And the biggest thing too is have a food log. Okay, especially now it's so fucking easy. If you have if you have a smartphone, which most people do these days, it seems. It's so easy to get one of those apps and then just easily log what you get in a day. It just, the first time through is kind of a bitch because you enter everything, and then it's easy. Just it kind of knows your diet and just press the buttons to I had broccoli. So, but guys, it's so easy to log in. Then you can really see how much how much food you're eating. Okay. And how many calories you're getting, and then there's also other things as well. You can kind of measure your metabolic rate. There's plenty of sites out there that can help you do that as well. To see how many calories you're burning. And obviously, you want to gain mass, you need to take in more calories than you're burning. Okay, so the last part of it is obviously training. And let's see, Keith. Obviously, I know you train BJJ. Like all of us here, and so we got to respect that as well, because obviously if I were to give you a bodybuilding diet and on top of BJJ, let's face it, man, it's not gonna it's not gonna happen. You're gonna burn out in no time. So keep that in there. But still, the one thing is, as far as strength training goes, is you still want to do the big lifts, okay? And what I recommend doing is doing this. This is just real simple. I'm looking at it as far as what I would do, okay? Obviously, Keith didn't leave an incredible amount of detail on here, which is obviously understandable. It's just a comment here on YouTube. So I just kind of thought of this as, what would I do if I wanted to gain mass myself? And so this is what I would look to do. And I would work out 3 days a week, on top of my jiu-jitsu as well. And each workout, I would include 2 of the quote, here we go, quote, big lifts, unquote, okay? And these are compound movements, all right? So this, and I include in big lifts as well, I'm talking using old school type of equipment, okay? Nothing like, no machines and things like that. I'm talking barbells, dumbbell type stuff. All right. So, but this is just kind of a sample of what I would recommend. So let's just kind of talk about this real quick here. And again, this is just strictly, this is what me, Erik, Captain, whatever you want to call me, either one's fine. It would do. I'd say day 1, which I've been doing actually, but not quite. I've been doing different reps. I'm not trying to really put on mass. Deadlifts. I actually do sumo deadlifts. And then bench press. And these are the rep ranges for each I would do. 10, 8, 6, 4, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay? So, let's see. This, by the way, what I mean too, I would include this. If you want to add other exercises after these type things, go for it. I certainly would. But if I want to add size, I would. This is the route I'd go. And if I want to do things like hit bicep curls, you know, whatever. Because let's face it, man, you know, if you want to go to the club, you want to look good, you want to, you know, things like that. But you definitely just have to make sure you get the compound movements in, and anything else afterwards you want to put in to your workout, you know, so be it. That's up to you. But okay, and also, so there's all the rep ranges for each I would add. So 10, 8, 6, 4, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. One of the things I want to mention is obviously you're going to be starting lighter with the 10 reps. You're going to add weight, go to 8 reps, add weight again, 6, add weight again, do 4 reps, 4 reps, and then going back to 6, 8, 10. The second time around at 6, 8, 10, you may not be able to use the same weight that you did earlier when you like the 10, 8, and 6. You know, it may not be equal because you're going to be exhausted, right? You're going to be a little more tired, so it may be a little less weight, but that's fine. Just so be it. Your goal is not, you know, pretty much on the second half of those rep range of hitting those rep ranges is just to hit those rep ranges, not to use the same weight on the first time through. So this is obviously, as you see, is pyramid scheme, as it's not scheme, but pyramid workout. So all right. Anyhow, day 2. Squat, I put the reps there, same as above. Clean and press, I have the reps a little higher. The press, this is for me again. I'm strictly just talking about me here, guys. But my shoulders, and I think for most people too, I don't like doing the really lower reps on the shoulder joint. I think it's an awful lot. So obviously the press overhead, when you get to the press part, you know, that's pretty much a military press. So, and that's. So that's just 8, 8, you know, 10, 10. So then, okay, so we're going to go down to the last one, barbell high pull, and then, you know, there's the rep ranges you see there, and then barbell military press. So this is just, you know, obviously kind of the same exercise included into the we do with the clean and press, but only strictly doing here. So it's just the military press here. But as again, you see the higher reps, the 10, 10, 8, 8, 8, 10, 10. So there you have what I would do, but so, you know, again, everyone's got their own needs, everyone's got their own thing, their own injuries they have to worry about, and also, you know, who knows. So the thing is, guys, document the weight you use. That is so key, okay? And make sure you're going up every week, okay? And I mean, even just small pounds, so be it. If you have 1 1/4 plates, you can only add 2.5 pounds each, you know, each week. Great, that's fine, man. That's still an improvement. So keep on adding weight each week, all right? And the only way you can do that is document. Get a notebook, man. That's it. And you don't even have just keep track of these lifts, okay? You don't even have to keep track of the other lifts you may want to include, you know, to impress girls or guys, whatever. You know, that's it. You can do, you know, whatever exercise. You don't have to document those, but just keep track of the big exercises. So again, guys, you know, every day I would work out 2 of the major big lifts in there, and then anything else just gravy. Let's see, what other things? I got a few things here, some notes. Time between sets, guys, whatever. Just make sure you're ready to go to the next set. I'm not big on fucking, oh my god, my 1 minute time is up, I must get to it. No, I want to get ready. I want to get mentally ready for the next set, everything. I want my muscle to be ready to be able to handle the weight and go. I don't worry about time, okay? I'm not worried about working on conditioning here, all right? Let's see, as far as days, too, guys, have at least 1 day of rest between workouts. You know, this should be like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday type thing here. Okay, it's just they never, ever. Yeah, I would not do these. You know, a couple of days, days in a row. Just, you know, spread it out. Okay. All right, and the thing is, too, guys, if you are a hard gainer, keep this in mind. And it sucks, but it's the truth, because I'm definitely, it's still a hard gainer, even though I'm not as much hard gainer as I thought. I still am more so than most. And but for whatever reason, if a hard gainer has to stop training, and you know, just for an injury or something like that, you lose your gains really, really quick. Okay. It's just the way it is. I mean, I go back to skinny real quick, especially when I injured my shoulder a few years ago. Holy shit, man! I got skinny so fucking ridiculously fast. It was absurd. But the good news is, once you hit a certain muscle mass, and once you get back on it, the gains come back quickly. So just keep that in mind. Don't get discouraged. You know, if something happens and you lose your gains, because once you had them, they're going to come back. So don't worry about that. All right, let's see. What other notes? Are there any other notes on this here? Let's see.
yeah, but anyways, guys, I guess that's it for now. If you have questions, obviously leave them. Let's see if again, you can't go wrong going the old school ways, man. If you were to look at the old school workouts from people back in the day. Woo! Oh, hey, what's up? Let me get this here. All right. And if you look at the old school workouts from the great like Steve Reeves and stuff like that, and these are guys that trained in the 40s and 50s, man. I mean, their physiques were unbelievable. And someone like him, he only did like compound exercise you see here. Compound again, meaning you're including multiple joints in your in an exercise, okay? Not just an isolation exercise like a bicep curl or something like that, okay? So you can get a great physique from this. So keep that in mind. And again, if you have any questions in regard to this, guys, just leave it below. It's just there's only so much you can really do without like meeting someone in person and be able to write a really personalized program for someone. But hopefully, get you on your on the right path and go from there. But anyways, thanks for the question, Keith. It's a good one, and I can appreciate it as a hard gainer myself. So, guys, thanks for watching. As always, please subscribe to my channel. Talk to you soon. Ooosss.